Whenever I put on the uniform, like I do one weekend a month, and it says United States Army, that encompasses all those words. You know, we have Army values that I wear on my dog tags. That reminds me, we are a values organization in the United States Army. It's not easy. I've thought about quitting many times, especially when my daughter says, "Do you have to go back to Iraq again?" Yes, I do. It's been tough, but I haven't quit, and I've stayed with it, and I'm going to stay as long as they'll let me, which currently is 28 years. I can stay another 4. What motivates me to run? One of those assignments, I had the dubious responsibility of being the chief of protocol for a 3-star general in Kuwait. One of those duties was to receive CODELs, which is a code word for congressional delegations. I've met every member of Congress you can imagine, from John Kerry to Hillary to Lamar Alexander. And one day, 2 people came strolling in my office, Senator Reid and Barbara Boxer. My tongue still has holes in it where I was biting it. And I wanted to give them a chance. I wanted to see what they knew about our military, and more importantly, if they cared. I took them in to see my boss, Lieutenant General Whitcomb, who had a briefing ready for them. It was supposed to last an hour. It lasted 30 minutes. Not because he was a great briefer. It lasted 30 minutes because they had the gall to get up in the middle of that briefing, accuse a general of lying to them about the situation in Iraq, and walk out. How dare they? That's just as bad as MoveOn.org calling General Petraeus. How dare they? That's when I decided to run for United States Congress. As soon as I hit the ground, I called then District Chairman Andy Kopel and said, "You've got a candidate for 2006. Unfortunately, I got called up again to Iraq, so I had to push it back another 2 years. And then I investigated more, that only 20% of your members of Congress has ever served 1 day in the military. And I'm not a one-trick pony. I'm about more than just military issues. But that's a big issue. What bigger issue is there than national security? Including Fort Bragg. I think I'm pointing northwest, towards Fayetteville. If I'm not, I shouldn't be a pilot. Fort Bragg is the most important military base in the world, and it's right here in this district. And none of the 3 members of Congress that represent that fort have served 1 day in the military, including Mike McIntyre. We got to fix it. We got to stay safe before we can do anything else. Thanks.
Again, I applaud my opponent. I agree heartily that there are just not enough people in uniform representing us. And that shortfall, I think, has led to where we are today. This radical overreaction, this radicalization that's occurring up in Washington, where it seems that the ideals that we hold dear are being washed away. And I think that's why Will and I are both here to fight. The question was asked about what motivates me to run, and that actually ties back to the first question about how we view duty, honor, integrity, and valor. And I'd like to speak to those. Serving is something that's very important to me. It's something that's very important in our family. I enlisted in the Marine Corps when I was 17. I was a Marine infantryman in the first Gulf War, later a scout sniper. Was involved in peacekeeping operations off the coast of ex-Yugoslavia. I left that world, went and worked on Wall Street, and I came back to it after our Twin Towers were attacked, after America was attacked. I was a Marine officer serving in Iraq. I have been a sheriff's deputy, and I applaud our sheriff and chief deputy that are both here tonight, and the rest of you that have worn that uniform or any other. I've said it once that if you've got a name tag over your chest, you're actually not working for yourself. You're working for other people. That's why I'm running. I want to work for you. I want to protect your values. I want to protect your homeland. I want to preserve the ideas that you hold dear. I want to promote job creation. With regard to duty, what does it mean to me? You're all doing yours tonight. You're choosing to do something hard and inconvenient to come make our process better. With regard to honor, it's what I teach my children. You do what's right, and you do it when nobody's looking. With regards to integrity, it's how you live your life. And you know that your word is your bond, and that you would die for it. Valor, I don't know much about valor, but I've buried a lot of guys who do.
Thank you, and Mr. Breazeale, you may have 1 minute on that if you wish.
Enough's been said. I think our patriotism is never in question.